We are ready! We are ready!
It's Pride Week in St. John, New Brunswick. In the early morning, the boardwalk, which is the hub for the city's events, is quiet and still. The pubs are closed, the stage is empty. Tonight, however, hundreds of St. Johners will flock to experience Normani's biggest performance yet, as host and headliner of St. John Pride's Drag Showcase. Normani has burst onto the scene and taken St. John by storm. His dynamic performances draw the crowds and allow him to share his passion for everyone to be who they are, to live their life, and to be happy in themselves. Normani is not just a performer, he is an inspiration to everyone he encounters. In a few hours, Normand Hector will begin his transformation. Becoming Normani requires a great deal of help backstage, and Normand has found a team that understands and embraces his message. Makeup artist Jenny and designer Heather take care of the look, while Andrea manages the rest of the details.
I was his personal assistant, and we really clicked, and I can kind of foresee what he needs before he knows it. So it just flowed into that. Take care of what he needs to get done for him to go out and perform on a professional level. To allow the creativity to just be creativity and not worry and stress and just all those little things that somebody does for you. I'm not sure I would do it for everybody, but it works. It works for Norman and I.
He had actually been the person that reached out to me one day and said, I think it's time that you have your garments on real models and have a professional photographer come shoot them. But the idea, it went beyond sort of my traditional wraps to having the blue veil. It evolved when I put it on my mannequin, my dress in my living room and pulled it out with a 12-foot train. Then I started to envision a veil coming down the back. So then the veil, and now we have a shrug with beautiful cuffs on it as well. So it's a multi-textured, multi-layered piece. And the fact that he's actually performing in some of these pieces gives you the opportunity to be more creative and a bit more elaborate. And so I think, though, I'm still designing for my friend Normand, but want to make sure that the piece looks fabulous on Normani on stage, if that makes sense.
I had met Norman from joining his modeling agency, and a little while after that he had asked me just to come over to help him prepare for a Halloween get-together, and he kind of gave me ideas on what he wanted to do for that, and ever since then I've been doing his makeup for special events. This is basically the beginning for me. I don't really do too much makeup for other people. Like here and there I'll do it for some of my friends, but mainly just for myself and for Norman.
Another person who has joined Normani on the journey is Jennifer Powers Scott. As an actor and singer, Jen is no stranger to performing, but this is a new creative outlet for her.
I met Norman several years ago. I was quite interested in getting into runway modeling. And he later told me that when he saw me at that, he wanted to be one of his models. He mentioned something on Facebook about lip sync for your life, and I think he was just hinting at it at first, not giving a lot of detail. And so I immediately wrote to him and I said, tell me more, lip sync for your life? Was definitely going to get into that. That sounded like a hoot. And when I performed in a drag show several months later, at the Bogart's one night only event that he organized, we were back in the dressing room and he said, can you believe I'm doing this? I said, I'd be surprised if you weren't doing this. Of course you're doing this. You used to teach modeling. To me, it just looks as natural as a sun rising. And I love the fact that he sees beauty and importance in women who are beyond the age of 22, right? And I've always liked that about Normand, that he makes all women feel beautiful and relevant in spite of any age.
Normand's husband Richard never misses a performance, and though his daughter Sarita can't be there in person, she and Normand share a special bond.
She gives me all of the things that I never dreamed that I would be looking to my daughter to get, you know, and she's just an amazing woman, you know, and she's my daughter, but she's an amazing woman, you know, she's a strong woman, she's a powerful woman, you know, but she's a force to be reckoned with. But at the end of the day, I'm her father and she's my daughter, and we love each other to the moon and back.
Exactly. What did you think of this when Norman came to you and said, I think I'm going to do drag?
Well, it wasn't really drag at the point of drag, right? Like, because it was more of a fun thing at first, and then, you know, then it was actually going into different charities events, and so to me it's still not drag, it's still doing it for fun, plus, you know, getting other things out of it.
Norman believes that everyone has value and worth and deserves to be the best they can be. He encourages everyone to step out and follow their dreams. He is using this unique platform to cascade his message to everyone. But who is the man behind the makeup? And what is it about him that attracts everyone?
The drag and all that, great and fun, but what I really love the most is his kindness and generosity, and the way he just goes out of his way to make people feel great.
I love it. I think that it brings a lot of diversity to St. John, seeing where it's a very small city, and just helping people be more open-minded.
His looks as being a very, you know, just his aura of being around is the main attraction that was there.
What stands out for me is that he's not afraid to be different. He's one of the kindest people that I've ever met. He's a great role model as well.
And here's what it comes down to. Norman is so fabulous that he could simply luxuriate in his own fabulousness. But what's greater is that he has a very warm heart. And instead of just becoming self-absorbed, he spreads the joy and he makes other people feel fabulous as well. And he has an aura of kindness and positivity, and has a real gift for making people feel good and making people smile. And that's what, to me, is the key thing about Norman.
Who is Norman?
So Norman was the scared young boy growing up that was picked on for being overweight, for being feminine, you know, and just very much not your typical boy, you know. But he changed, you know. He became this confident man, and when I became that confident man, I thought, I can't allow anybody else to go through this, what I went through, you know. So then I started, of course, teaching young kids to be confident in themselves. So I would say that Norman is a confident man, a proud man, a man that walks the streets every day and is not afraid when somebody comes up and says, oh, I saw you dressed as Normani.
Who inspires you?
So, first and foremost, my mother. My mother has been my biggest supporter. And I say this because of her teachings to me, you know? And I believe I wouldn't be the person I am today without her teachings to me. Not taking any credit away from my father, because my father was loving and he loved me and he loved my husband. But my mother was the one. She was the one that gave us the wisdom, told us, you know, this is what you need to do. This is how you're going to be successful. And you listened. You listened, you know. So my mother was, is top of that list.
What would she say
About all of this?
About all of this.
Well, first off, she would never miss a show. She would be there. And anything I did, my mother was always there. She never ever told me not to do something. Because people have said to me, Norman, why are you doing this? So first and foremost, when I do this, it's to make an impact in the community. So whether it be to show people that you can be brave and be whoever you want to be, or I can impact a charity in some way, you know, because really that's what it's all about. I'm not just doing this for fun, you know. I never do anything just for fun. Mind you, I am having a bit of a chuckle doing it, but there's a lot of things that change when I do this. For example, when I did the fundraiser for the St. John Alzheimer's, you know, we raised a ton of money for them. I'm getting ready to do another fundraiser for the SPCA. But I'm also getting messages from people, you know, in our community that were very much not brave enough to stand up for what they feel that they want to be. But they can, because I do it. And I walk the streets every day, and I talk to people every day, and I am as real as you can possibly be. I think that everybody goes through something, whether you're gay, straight, whatever. Everybody goes through something in their life, you know, and they look for that glimmer of hope that somebody might share with them that might make them think differently. And I think that's what happened, you know, because the message wasn't for just gay people, it was for everybody. Live your life. As long as you're not hurting anybody and not breaking the law, live your life. You've got one life to live.
Why now?
That's a tough question. So why now? And I answer this question as honestly as I can possibly answer it. Because things happen to you at a certain point in time in your life, and there comes a time when you know when things should happen to you, and you action them. And back when I really wanted to do this, I knew it wasn't time for me to do it. But now, because of the message and the impact and the love I've been feeling from the community, that's why I'm doing it now. This is not a gay or a straight thing. This is be who you want to be and be as comfortable with who you are.
2 hours to showtime. Makeup is applied, costumes are prepped, and once the dance team is in place, Normani will make his way to the boardwalk for his grand entrance.
Why don't you tell us how you feel right now?
So there's a lot of emotion, a lot of excitement. I'm getting ready to go out and stand in front of probably about 3,000 people and cascade a message of love, compassion, and understanding. I'm a little nervous, but not nervous to the point where my heart is fluttering. It's nervous that I want to do a good show.
I am so blessed tonight to see all of these faces here. Thank you! Can I hear you say love? Can I hear you say St. John Pride? Can I hear you say St. Awesome? Let's do it! performers tonight were epic. Summer Clearance, JP Chameleon. We have some talent in this city. Now, here's the thing. Now, we got up here and did this tonight. Did anybody turn gay? Did anybody turn gay? It's time for you all to sing bingo. For the whole new band. So put your hands together. That's how I started with this song, and that's how I'm gonna end. Some dancing, some popping.
You cannot deny that Normani is a spectacle. Over the top, passionate, poised, and aware of the eyes on him, his performances are for everyone. His remarks from the stage will be remembered by all. Some will dismiss them, some will mock them, but some will embrace them. Hundreds of people share comments to his Facebook page. Many congratulate him on the performance and look forward to the next show, but many will thank him for the inspiration to step out and be who they are, to live their life. These are the comments Normani cherishes the most. To know that he is doing something good and is helping someone is all the thanks he wants.
Epic. It was epic.
It was epic.
Yeah. You know, everything from start to finish. I think when I walked down and I had that designer wrap on and I walked through the crowd and everybody was pawing me and, you know, I mean, there were people crying. You know, like tears in like little kids' eyes.
Yeah.
You know, looking at, I don't know, a 6-foot man dressed as RuPaul. You know, they were like, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that moment. But when I asked people to hold up their phones and just light up the whole evening with their phones and I looked out, I couldn't get through the song. I got emotional. I couldn't get through it.
And that was my next question, was
Yeah.
what is next for Normani?
So next for Normani is the SPCA fundraiser, and then I'm going to be getting ready for Fashion Discovery Drive.
That's right, I remember that coming up.
Well, I think that, as I said, our world is changing. You know, there's things that are happening within our world that we are shocked at. Like, there's times when I don't even want to watch CNN because I'm afraid of what I'm going to hear. We can't allow our little city to fall in that kind of a category. And despite the man driving around in the truck, you know, against whatever he's against, and that's fine because he doesn't understand, but we're not going anywhere. We're getting larger and we're becoming more prevalent as far as who we are and becoming stronger. Thank you for taking part in all of this. Again, I'm very blessed. Thank you.